So if you have a Jayco caravan that has a blank plate underneath the drainer of the sink, apparently the sinks used to be the other way around and the strainer was just inside the door, and the bowl of the sink took up that space. So now Jayco have moved the sink the other way, so it's in the door space, just inside the door, and the drainer this sink drainer is now over top of this cavity, which has a blank plate on it. Now if you wish to turn that into a drawer, this is how you do it. But I've got to warn you, you need access to some tools. You need to be fairly handy, or do it with somebody who you know is handy. Can work a saw to chop it, because the cheap drawer you get from Bunnings needs to be cut down, and you need to cut up some timber to fill a hole that Jayco had cut out for the sink, which is not used anymore. So here is how I did it. I'm sure someone else could come up with a better way, but it was pretty cheap in total job. So here we go. G'day. So in the Jayco caravans with the kitchen configuration like this, we have a drop-down cupboard, a drawer, and we have this blank plate. Now if you take this blank plate off, which is held on by screws, so just pull this drawer out, reach up and take the plate off, you have a cavity, and that cavity is for a drawer. So this cavity is 440 mil wide, and it's 110 down, and it can go back. Probably you could go back. You just got a bit of a wire in the way. It could go back 460. The only problem there is you have in here there's no wall. So there's a solid wall there to mount your track on. I think might run into a bit of trouble here, but we'll wait and see. I went to the local Bunnings store and found this vinyl wrap drawer edge, which was in plastic, and it's 100 mil deep by 400 mil by 450 mil. So I picked that up, and that's the base for it. And I also picked up the 400 mil drawer runners, just the standard drawer runners. And wouldn't you know it, all this comes to $37.41. That's a pretty cheap drawer. Obviously you put that in the base. Now these tracks take on 12 mil of space inside the drawer cavity. So it's 440, take off 24 mil. That leaves us with 416. So our outside dimensions of the drawer needs to be 416 mil, and I'll have to cut that with a chamfer drill, 45 degrees, and cut that down with a knife, cut this bit off, and then we can stick it all together. The latches are designed for a single layer of timber, so I'm going to have to cut a hole out of this piece so that the latch can work on the cover piece. I have to knock this piece out now. basically cracking the plastic coating of the timber. Now that we have all our pieces cut to size, get rid of that. Now need to double check that everything fits together and we have the right dimensions. So this goes this way. Should be 416. And it's 416 and a half. And this one comes in at 416. So now we can glue the thing together. So we glue these joints. Also going to put a bit of glue in the groove for the bottom piece. And we glue the side on. Holds it together nicely, because these joints are held by the plastic as well. I'm going to screw these two down to give them some extra support. Oh, that's because there was a hole there from the dowel. So we're going to pop these ones in the bottom. Just breaking the surface with the drill bit. That's basically it. The runners are attached. What I might do while I'm here is drill some holes in here to be able to attach the front plate. This away. One there. It's time to mount our rails in the cupboard, and I've already mounted this one. The instructions that came with these rails said to mount them 2mm from the front face to the back. So when you put the drawer slides on, they were flush with the front of the board, but the tracks or the rails, you mount them 2mm back, not 2cm, 2mm. So it's only a little tiny piece. Now, because I have this big cavity up here, I found this in my back shed. It's a 9mm thick 5-ply, and I just cut a piece to sit on top of the that wall, and another piece to go behind it to join the two, like overlap to join the two together. So I've made myself a wall. So now I've got to mount this into there. And now I put one in the middle and one at the back. Okay, so I've got our two rails on. Now, because this is so tight to fit in here, I've had to take one of these off one of the drawer mounts, so that I can go in sideways into position like that, and then I put the this one into the right position, and then I can hold that in there. So from now on, that's the only way to take this drawer in and out if you need to, but you shouldn't need to normally. So now the hard part is to attach the front panel to it. So put this underneath drawer in. Now I've taken off the handle off this one because I'm going to use it. So the handle for these drawers is in two parts. There's the front piece, which has a little spring in there, which keeps it tight. So when it's in there in place, it can lift up. So when you lift it up, you're actually pushing this little lever down, and that lever fits into there, and that pushes that the catch down to release the drawer. Now these two parts are usually available separately from your local Jayco dealer. Unfortunately, my local Jayco dealer didn't have any in stock, and so I got online and found a place in Victoria that stocks them, quite reasonable price. I'll put the price up on the screen there. There's also one in Sydney that could ship them up here. I'll probably get it early next week. Alright, so in order to put the panel on and mark out where I need to drill these holes, I've found out that these holes, the bottom of the holes, line up. And that's a 6mm and that's a 9mm hole. So in order to get it the right height, I found that an old school ruler is the right thickness. So we just line that up, and it gives us the right heating across the top. And what we do now is you just need to line them up, bring the drawer out, get them where we want them to be, get the sash clamps to hold it in place. Now let's double check, get the ruler. Oh, this side's dropped a bit. Alright, that's it. Perfect. Line up that away. And now we screw them into place. So we get a screw that's not too long, so it doesn't go all the way through to the front. I have to put the bit in a bit because there's not much room in the drawer. And then we just drive those screws home. Okay, get rid of the clamps. And there she is, all lined up. Now we've got to find a place to drill those holes. So what I found is the top of this piece that sticks out in the handle is 2 centimeters below the drawer. So what I did was I mark out here where that is, either side. And I come down 2 centimeters or 20mm, put a mark there. Down 20mm, put a mark there. And now we get a straight edge goes between them, line them up, 2 mil down, 2 centimetre down, sorry, markings, and I just draw a line through there. Now that's roughly the centre of the 9 mil, and these are 2 6 mils, so we need to draw a line underneath. Sorry, that's the top of the 9 centimetres, and we need to come down 9 with my ruler gone. So we come down. This ruler's a bit dirty. Come down 9. No, what's half a 9? 4.5, isn't it? You come down 4.5 mil, and this one 4.5 mil, so that should line up there. We draw a line, so we've got to come up 3 from that, and come up 3 from that. So that's the centre of those holes, and basically to go that way, we just get it square from that one. That's where that one is. Square from that one. That's where that one is. And from that one, that's where that one is. So now we just got to drill 6 mil hole there, 6 mil hole there, and 9 mil hole there. Okay, I've drilled the holes now, and now let's put the handle in. And it has some screws that go in. There's my screwdriver to hold it in place. So these are just threaded screws, just go into the fitting. Whereas the next one, to hold the mechanism on, are wood screws. So that works. And now we attach the tongue bit on the inside, and making sure that you put the protrusion inside there. Okay, the next thing is to attach your striker, which goes there, and there you go. Drill works. Now, because it's not as deep or as the standard Jayco drill, it's actually a couple of mil less, not as short. In order to fit the knife and fork tray that came with Jayco in here, I'm moving it up to here. I had to trim off with a knife. It's pretty soft plastic, nice sharp Stanley knife. It just trims it off each end, and then this fits in this drawer. Just have to push it around the lock, push it to one side, and then the missus's major most used utensils in the drawer. And there we go, done. So I hope you found that informative, and maybe give that project a go. Also, if you found it useful, give us a like and subscribe to our channel. I'll put some more other tips up later on. Bye.